dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, Original Crew, man? We're back, baby. We got a new Patrick CC. Today we got how Vin Diesel exposed The Rock's fragile ego. You think The Rock got an ego? I don't know who got an ego, man. I don't know these people personally.
Right. I'm like, you asking me like
I do remember this. Oh, okay. I remember bits and pieces of the context of the story. And they all pertains to around Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
It's all around the Fast and the Furious thing. I think I know what he's finna speak on. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
lock it in with a thumbs up.
that's all you gotta do. Lock it in. Like the Tupperware, right?
Mm-hmm.
You over here.
Tupperware.
You over here scratching your chair like it's a turntable. All I hear.
I can't help this old chair.
Raggedy.
That's what I want to call it, but I'm going to be grateful for it.
Be grateful. That's all it is, man. Be grateful for what you got. You got blessings that somebody else might desire, man. But let's go, man. Let's hop into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
Over the past 30 years, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson carefully crafted a larger-than-life superhero persona that wakes up earlier than anyone, eats more than anyone, works out harder than anyone, has more success than anyone, and yet still is a gentle, lovable family man. On the big screen, he always beats up the bad guys, never dies, and every movie ends happily ever after. Maintaining this near-perfect persona is unsustainable, and in 2016, The Rock made one decision that he deeply regretted. This decision slowly started the unraveling of his career and reputation. You see, there was only one man in Hollywood who had an edge on The Rock, and that was Vin Diesel. Vin had the multicultural appeal, the rough and tough exterior with a soft side that people adored. And to put the icing on the cake, he has just a little more box office success. Vin Diesel made Dwayne Johnson's blood boil. No matter how hard The Rock worked, Vin just seemed to have one up on him. And Vin loved to rub it in Dwayne's face. Today we're going to deep dive into the ultimate ego war between two of Hollywood's beloved bald badasses. The only battle where The Rock could not control the outcome. In 2004, The Rock's Hollywood career was not going to plan. He quit wrestling to go into acting full time, but failed to hit big. From 2004 to 2006, he starred in Walking Tall.
Did you like Walking Tall? Damn, that tells it all, y'all.
No, I'm actually trying to remember it.
Exactly, that tells it all.
Which one? Is this the one? Which one was the one where he was like the sheriff? Is this
That's Walking Tall.
Okay,
It's about I forgot the guy. I forgot his name, but I know the story. I've been to the guy's actual home.
Yeah.
The actual sheriff he's portraying. I've been to his home. His home is like a tourist spot. They got the cars that the guy used to drive. They nice. You know what I'm saying? The home's like a single story home, but it got like these bricks in there that you walk up. In the kitchen. Like we toured it when we was kids.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool movie.
But I forgot
cool, but I can't like really.
I forgot the name of the guy though. But I was like, it's cool. I think it's a player for old movie Walking Tall. Yeah. I've seen that one as well. I actually think I like that one better because it gave more of a true depiction of the guy's story for real. Yeah. But you know, like it was for it being Rock like first, you know what I'm saying, like lead role movie, one of the first ones. It ain't bad, bro.
It wasn't horrible. Yeah. But I mean.
Which was received well by fans but hated by critics. He had throwaway roles in the crime comedy Be Cool and film adaptation of the popular video game Doom, which failed to break even financially. He had the comedy thriller Southland Tales and his first lead acting role in Gridiron.
Now Gridiron Gang, 88.
I remember Gridiron. Did you like that?
Yeah, Gridiron Gang. To be honest, that's a semi-classic though. It's a semi-classic. Semi. Not like a powerhouse classic, but I'm talking about like some hood, like in an urban community, it's a semi-classic. It's one of the ones that should be on BET regular.
Got you.
For real, though.
Iron Gang, which performed a little bit better financially, but none of these films indicated that The Rock had a promising film career ahead of him. Even though he saw himself becoming an action star, he was only finding success in kid-friendly films like Walt Disney's The Game Plan and Race to Wichita Mountain, along with Get Smart and Tooth Fairy, all of which made over $100 million at the box office. In addition to The Rock's career looking unpredictable, the Fast and Furious franchise needed a rebrand if they wanted to see increased box office success. The first 3 films, which many die-hard fans of the series consider to be the best, particularly Tokyo Drift, all were centered around
particularly Tokyo Drift. No.
People love Tokyo Drift.
No. Fast and Furious and Too Fast are great. It's just my personal opinion. Because of the storyline being centered around Brian and what was the VN name in it? I can't think right now. But I know Paul was Brian. And then Tyrese came on. I think Tyrese did a good job too. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, seeing Bow Wow and like, you know what I'm saying, Tokyo Drift. I guess because at the moment people were trying to get into like that style of driving and a drifting style and stuff like that. So I get it, but I'm still rocking with these two over that one. Okay. If you had to pick one out of the 3.
Me personally, every time like it's like a whole, I always just go with the first one.
No, I'm saying out of these 3, you going with the first?
I said I always just go with the first one, yeah. But I did like the first 2 though.
More than you like Tokyo Drift. It was he went overseas, right? He was in Japan. Okay. Bow Wow was already in Japan. Okay. Bow Wow was like a little plug. He tried to get into the nightlife because his parents, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. His dad was stationed. I know the whole story. You don't remember the story? Damn. Because, you know, military, they were stationed in Japan, and that's how he went over because his mom sent him over there. He kept getting in trouble in school and stuff, so he went to live with dad. And then he started making trouble with these folks, and then he ended up driving with them, and he had to get a car.
I do remember a little bit, but not detail.
I remember details about this one. I know details about this one. At the end of the day, still 3 go-to movies. Still great movies, man.
Definitely.
Fans of the series consider to be the best, particularly Tokyo Drift, all were centered around car culture and attracted car enthusiasts. True. Back when the series paid attention to detail, I love how they show us Dom approaching the turn, downshifting to second, and then clutch popping to break the wheels loose for the drift. Man, I wish they still made movies like this. The 4th film, Fast and Furious, still featured many elements of street racing culture, but upped the action scenes to a new level. Explosions, foot chases, fighting crime. This was a test to see if they could slowly move away from car culture, and it was a big hit, securing $360 million at the worldwide box office, making it the most successful film of the franchise at that point. It's also important to understand that Vin Diesel was the main character of the very first film. Then he denied to participate in the second film and only made a minor cameo in the 3rd film, but he came back strong in the 4th film to a huge success. I'm not suggesting Vin Diesel is the reason why the 4th film was so successful, but from there he became an integral part of the production and storyline.
I never even paid attention that like Vin really wasn't in the second one. Then when you say it, and I'm like,
he wasn't.
Damn, he really wasn't. Because it was more about Brian and what was Tyrese's character? He always hungry. Y'all got something to eat, bruh?
What's his name in there? You know, I don't know why you asked me character.
And I guess they had to keep the bald head dude around, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Tyrese bald, Vin bald, you know what I'm saying? And then, but yeah, I'm just realizing he really wasn't in there.
Vin Diesel's production company, One Race Films, took the reins from Universal Pictures to maintain creative control over future films. Diesel worked closely with screenwriter Chris Morgan to produce a story arc to further explore and develop his character. Diesel was clearly very passionate about the franchise. He had been there from the beginning, and he felt like he knew what was best for the franchise going forward. This dynamic seemed to work well until another another successful actor/producer joined the Fast team and felt his work ethic and vision was better than Vin's, which led to a feud that caused one of them to leave the franchise as a whole. While developing the 5th iteration of the series, Universal deliberately departed from the street racing theme to transform the franchise into a heist action series that happened to have a little theme around cars. Universal did this in hopes of drawing in a larger, more mainstream audience that might otherwise be turned off by the heavy emphasis on cars and car culture. With just one car race, Fast 5 is considered the transitional film in the series, placing greater focus on action sequences, brawls, gunfights, and the central heist. Fast 5 follows Dominic Toretto after he is freed from a prison transport bus by Brian and his sister Mia. Together, they flee to Rio de Janeiro to avoid capture. In Rio, the protagonists consider carrying out a heist, targeting a corrupt businessman. They assemble a team that was reminiscent of what Marvel Studios would do with the Avengers. Their team consists of characters who were introduced in previous films, including Tyrese's Roman Pierce, Ludacris's Tej Parker, Sung Kang's Han Lu, and Gal Gadot's Giselle Yashar. As the crew plan and execute the heist, they must contend with both local law enforcement and a ruthless federal agent, Luke Hobbs, portrayed by Dwayne Johnson, who is determined to bring them to justice. This role was crucial in revitalizing The Rock's career. In 2010, he decided he was going to risk everything. No more family-friendly movies, shave his head bald, and magically put on 30 pounds of lean muscle to depict himself as the intimidating badass that audiences hadn't seen since his wrestling days. Luckily for him, it didn't take long for him to land this hit. Not only was he cast in the genre he so greatly desired, but he was also an antagonist, which is extremely uncharacteristic for The Rock. For the first time in the franchise's history, Fast 5 received overwhelmingly positive reviews, mainly due to its adrenaline-pumping action sequences, jaw-dropping stunts, and great acting performances. It secured $640 million in the worldwide box office, which was over double the previous film's revenue. Plus, Fast 5 is widely regarded by fans and critics as the best one of the series. A review from Empire magazine praised Johnson's performance, saying, "How to reignite an aging franchise? Drop The Rock on it." Dwayne Johnson hulks through the movie, leaving testosterone trails in his wake. It was overwhelmingly agreed upon that The Rock's Luke Hobbs was the perfect dance partner for Vin Diesel's Dominic Toretto, and the studio delved deeper into their complex relationship with Fast and Furious 6.
Do you think they would have kept their approach with like The Rock and Dom, like with Vin, if Paul Walker didn't pass away? You get what I'm saying? Because technically, Paul was only like Fast and Furious he didn't do was 3. Because 3 was his whole other concept. But he was in the first one. He was in the second. He was in the fourth. He was in the fifth one. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like Paul was more the street car racing one. Vin was more. I'm saying, do you think because when Paul died, I felt like the franchise probably was in a panic. I don't know if he's gonna
what direction or
to
who
take,
they would,
especially losing Paul, especially
the
way he died too, and it was like, damn, how do we go about doing this, and like how do we spin it where, and what? Because I remember them like trying to push a focus on bringing The Rock on more, because I guess because the fans loved him so much in it.
It did so well.
Yeah, so I don't know. He might touch on it though. Okay, he might touch on it. I just think like. The network or whoever behind the production company was probably like, Paul passed. We gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? That second big character. So you know.
The film picks up where Fast 5 left off, with Toretto, O'Connor, and their crew living as fugitives following their successful heist in Rio de Janeiro. The story unfolds as Hobbs recruits Dominic and his team to help take down a skilled mercenary organization led by Owen Shaw, who is wreaking havoc across Europe. In exchange for full pardons, the crew agrees to join forces with Hobbs to stop Shaw, who has assembled a team of highly skilled drivers and operatives. To label the film as a success would be an understatement. Fast and Furious 6 saw similar positive reviews to its predecessor and grossed over $788 million worldwide. Furious 7 would be filmed immediately after Fast 6.
I watched 6. I don't remember. I watched 6, I think, once. Didn't watch 7. Haven't watched 8
and 13. I think I did. I think we went to the movies to see it.
Oh, for real?
Me
I remember watching 6 on my little website. After I watched it one time, I was like, because I'm more of the element. I love the fast car racing and all that, and not necessarily just the action packed of everything. I was more drawn into, you know what I'm saying, the street car racing and all that. But I didn't watch 7. I haven't watched none of the recent ones. 7 and
after
up.
6, I didn't watch 7.
Any of it.
How many?
I think it's like, is it 10 now?
Is it?
With a single story running through both films. Vin Diesel confirmed that the screenplay for the 6th installment needed to be split, with writing for the 2 films occurring simultaneously. We have to pay off this story. We have to service all of these character relationships, and when we started mapping all that out, it just went beyond 110 pages. The studio said, you can't fit all that story in one damn movie. Despite being filmed back to back, Furious 7 came out years later in 2015. The film follows Dom and his team as they face off against a new enemy, Deckard Shaw, who seeks revenge for his brother. After a devastating attack on their home, the team sets out to find Deckard, who is hunting them down one by one. Furious 7 received generally positive reviews from critics and audiences alike. The film was praised for its thrilling action sequences, emotional depth, and heartfelt tribute to Paul Walker.
Oh no, I did watch 7.
No, you remember this scene because in the See You Again. Want to see you.
Is that why I remember?
Yeah, the Wiz Khalifa joint, and I forgot the white guy name. Is it like Charlie something? I can't remember his name. But to See You, it had a lot of clips in the music video, and that's why you done seen scenes.
I done seen.
But I probably have seen 7
because I remember.
I said this. I probably watched it, but didn't really
like
take to it because I told you I didn't take to 6. I might have seen 7 because I do remember I watched 7.
I think I watched 7 because I do remember Jason.
But I'll say this. Matter of fact, it was coming on TV. We were watching bits and pieces.
Like I watched
it just
7.
didn't grab my attention.
Now after 7, I ain't watch anymore. I think I'm
because you used to just randomly have the TV on, and Fast and the Furious would be on.
Yeah,
like on TNT or USA, one of them channels you'll have it on, and Fast and Furious would be on. We'll be watching parts of it, but we'll be like eating or doing something else to watch, but not actually indulging in it.
I probably have seen the one after too.
Who tragically passed away midway through filming. At the box office, Furious 7 would be the first film in the franchise to surpass $1 billion, grossing over $1.5 billion worldwide. And despite Vin Diesel...
It's the emotional aspect of it, because Paul passed away. So it had the emotional attraction to it. That's why it did so good. And I ain't gonna lie, the numbers just keep going up.
Yeah.
Until you see that number drop, you don't stop. Technically, you don't supposed to stop. Supposed to keep going, chasing. But what's the budget? You know what I'm saying? If the budget has to keep going up dramatically, then it's like, okay, we kind of,
billion, grossing over $1.5 billion worldwide. And despite Vin Diesel and The Rock being considered equally as important to the Fast franchise, outside of the series, they had drastically different careers. Johnson became one of the highest paid action stars because of the series. The same can't be said for Diesel. Johnson appeared in several blockbuster films like Journey to The Mysterious Island, G.I. Joe Retaliation, Hercules, and San Andreas, all of which surpassed $200 million at the worldwide box office. Diesel, on the other hand, struggled to find anything substantial. Babylon AD bombed at the box office and was destroyed by film critics. The Chronicles of Riddick and Riddick, the second and third installments of the Chronicles of Riddick franchise, left fans with mixed opinions. The Last Witch Hunter didn't make enough to break even at the box office and received less than stellar reviews. Triple X Return of Xander Cage, the third installment in the Triple X.
Now the Triple X joints. Yes. You remember Triple X? And then then they hit, you don't remember Triple X? Oh my God, girl. Yes, you did.
I don't know.
Not this one. I didn't know that was the third installment. But you had this one, then you had the one where Ice Cube was in. And I was like, bro, why the fuck we go with Ice Cube, bro?
I probably do.
Ice Cube did not play in that. See, this is the cousin I always be referencing that I grew up with. Mm-hmm. This is one of his favorite movies. He used to always want a lot of stuff I watched. Like
because of other people.
Yeah, but I would watch it too. But because they used to why you on images and shopping? You ain't even know all.
I don't know how to work this phone. Auntie get old.
do XXS movie.
Hold
on. You might want to hold up because that might bring us somewhere.
No, I got it. Auntie not that old. I was just playing. Let me see.
2002. Yeah.
2002.
You don't remember that?
How old was I in 2002?
Because he had the X on the back of his neck.
I feel.
Bro, you were trash.
Boy, you wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for your cousin. Shut up.
I would have.
Now I do remember him.
Who's
Agent Angus.
Because he was in the second.
Or Angus. Or whatever his name was.
See if you can do the second one. You done messed up and did something else too. Why do you type?
And don't you snatch my phone out of my hand, cause you will.
Oh my God!
Is it this one? State of the Union.
You just navigating so wrong.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Film series stood out as the only film in his filmography outside of the Fast and Furious franchise to break even at the box office, grossing over $346 million worldwide.
Oh, so you watched that one?
I remember State of the Union.
And I hated Ice Cube in that one. Because I was like, none of that shit is believable. It's Ice Cube.
And then I don't remember this one.
The third one.
I don't think I watched that one.
Franchise to break even at the box office, grossing over $346 million worldwide. For Johnson, it was the complete opposite. Nearly every film he starred in the 2010s was a box office success. On top of that, he even made a brief return to the wrestling ring. The Rock's Hollywood takeover was a huge success, and it kind of made the Fast and Furious franchise seem like it was a second priority to him. His overwhelming success in Hollywood may have made him feel like he knew the right way to do things, and maybe he should call the shots. On the other hand, the franchise was seemingly all that Vin Diesel had, which understandably made him super protective over the creative vision. But The Rock followed Vin's lead for long enough, and he was tired of it. So he decided to make an Instagram post that he would later deeply regret. On August 8th, 2016, Johnson posted a lengthy, now deleted Instagram post in which he praised his female co-stars as well as the fate of the Furious crew, but called out some of his male co-stars without referring to anyone by name. "There's no other franchise that gets my blood boiling more than this one," Johnson wrote. "My female co-stars are always amazing, and I love them. My male co-stars, however, are a different story. Some conduct themselves as stand-up men and true professionals, while others don't. The ones that don't are too chicken shit to do anything about it anyway. Candy asses. When you watch this movie next April, and it seems like I'm not acting in some of the scenes, and my blood is legit boiling, you're right." An actor basically denouncing a film that they are supposed to be promoting is extremely rare. I mean, he set it up for people to go in there with a negative mindset. This was extremely uncharacteristic for The Rock. I mean, what about family? You know, the word that was said 81 times in the Fast franchise. The media was in a frenzy trying to figure out what co-star The Rock was talking about. Fans were able to rule out Tyrese Gibson after he posted a video of The Rock singing to his 9-year-old daughter with the caption, "DJ happens to be one of the most humble, down-to-earth, and professional people I've ever worked with. More importantly, he's my brother. We have never had a problem and will never have a problem." Now you have to remember that the Fast series is one of the most successful global film franchises of all time. So while this may seem like menial drama, the media knew they had a juicy story on their hands. And it seems like they amplified the drama as various media outlets were reaching out to anyone who worked on the Fast series to get a quote and further this story. TMZ posted another article confirming that Johnson's social media rant was targeted at Vin Diesel. A quote, production source said the pair reportedly butt heads in part because Vin is a producer and has made decisions that didn't sit well with the former wrestling champ. Another source explained that Vin was having problems with The Rock because he kept showing up late for production, sometimes failing to show up at all. However, there were other reports that essentially said the exact opposite, that Vin Diesel was the one who was acting like a diva, specifically during the filming of Fast 7. Vin spent a whole day in his trailer one day, a source told The Hollywood Reporter. Another source told Page Six that Diesel was constantly late when we worked together. The source added that Diesel acted like a diva and has held up production before, and that it's not surprising that he's the one The Rock is calling out. It's tough to know if there was actually animosity behind the scenes and now the staff is essentially choosing sides, or if these sources were just the PR teams from both actors trying to deflect blame and responsibility. Despite the animosity between them, Diesel and Johnson allegedly met on August 9th, one day after The Rock's initial Instagram post, on the Atlanta set to hash out their differences. Partly because tensions were running so high, it was almost impossible to shoot scenes. Johnson seemingly addressed the issue in another Instagram post on August 11th. You guys reading this know how much I believe in the idea of team effort. That means respecting every person, their time, and their value when they step onto my set or partner with our production company. And like with any team, that's a family. There's going to be a conflict. Family is going to have differences of opinion and fundamental core beliefs. To me, conflict can be a good thing when it's followed by great resolution. I was raised on healthy conflict and welcome it. And like with any family, we get better from it. At the end of the day, me and the F8 co-stars all agree on the most important thing: delivering an incredible movie to the world. While their co-stars initially remained silent about the situation, other cast members made their alliances clear. On August 12th, Tyrese posted 2 photos of himself with Vin Diesel, along with a lengthy message referring to him as his brother. Ludacris posted a throwback photo, including several of his Fast and Furious co-stars, minus The Rock. After the filming concluded, neither Johnson nor Diesel mentioned the feud for months. On April 4th, The Fate of the Furious had its world premiere in Berlin, during which fans who watched the film noticed that Johnson and Diesel barely shared any scenes together, and in the ones they did, it looked like they may not have shot them together, but the fans weren't even crazy for thinking this. The Rock confirmed people's speculation in an interview with Rolling Stone. That is correct, we were not in any scenes together. He added that the pair had spoken to each other on set, which included an important face-to-face meeting in his trailer. And what I came to realize is that we have a fundamental difference in philosophies on how we approach movie making and collaborating. It took me some time, but I'm grateful for that clarity, whether we work together again or not. What's crazy is it had been 8 months since The Rock initially started this feud with Vin Diesel, and Vin never addressed it. And when Vin finally did decide to speak up, it made The Rock angrier than before. On April 7th, 2017, Diesel addressed his rumored feud with Johnson during an interview with USA Today. I don't think the world really realizes how close we are in a weird way. I think some things may be blown out of proportion. I don't think that was his intention. I know he appreciates how much I work this franchise. In my house, he's Uncle Dwayne. While there was creative tension on set, Diesel took responsibility for any hiccups as a producer. I protect the franchise. I protect everybody, including Dwayne. I protected Dwayne more than he'll ever know, and it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to know, but he appreciates it. He knows it. Dwayne has only got one Vin in his life. Dwayne Johnson only has one big brother in this film world, and that's me. When asked if the pair had hugged it out and made amends, Diesel responded, "Always, always, always. I'm always rooting for Dwayne. I'm the first multicultural megastar in Hollywood. They didn't exist. To see another multicultural star come up is something I am very proud of. I'm always rooting Dwayne on." At this point, it became quite evident that this feud is quite the ego battle, because while Vin's statement seems positive, there is definitely a hint of animosity. He's essentially trying to Lil Bro The Rock, which is essentially treating him like he is inferior or has a lower social status.
That is true. He is like, I'm like signing him though.
Yeah, like when you
like,
read
don't
it,
forget your place. You know what I'm saying? You might be in a bigger celebrity out of the both of us, because you know what I'm saying, The Rock did have a celebrity status from WWE or WWF.
But he like, this world you trying to come in, I was here first.
I was here first.
As a multicultural.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't realize, I didn't growing up, that Vin Diesel actually is what, mixed. Mixed. And then, don't you got a brother that's famous too? I swear I thought his brother was an actor or something. Hold on. You know how you navigate. Slow navigation.
You think so?
Yes. Who was his brother?
Paul. He's a film actor.
Oh, he's not. But when you saw his brother, you looking at his brother, you like, y'all brothers? But they both are mixed. And it was crazy because I was like, I didn't even know that. Growing up, I just thought I didn't know what Vin Diesel was. We just always
His
associated.
sister's a film producer, and then he got another brother named Tim as well.
But it's the other one I'm talking about.
You talking about Paul?
Oh, Paul. Yeah, which is crazy though. A lot of people didn't know.
Vincent, his brother, not Paul. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Even though they are nearly tied when considering worldwide box office performance, but Vin has just enough more success to be able to flex on The Rock. Not to mention, he achieved that in 16 less films. Despite Vin's sarcastic remarks, The Rock chose not to respond. What nobody knew at the time was The Rock was so fed up with Vin Diesel at this point that he decided to walk away from the Fast franchise. But first, he had an obligation to complete the next Fast spinoff, Hobbs & Shaw. Hobbs & Shaw is a buddy comedy action film where Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham reprise their roles as Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw. Without Vin Diesel and the other characters from the main franchise, Johnson and Statham received much needed breathing room to fully flesh out their characters. Hobbs & Shaw was a huge commercial success, earning over $760 million worldwide. It was also around this time that the Wall Street Journal reported that Vin Diesel and The Rock both have contractual clauses that explicitly say they cannot lose a fight in movies. Michael Fattel, a producer, confirmed that fight scenes were choreographed beforehand to ensure they didn't end up too one-sided. During a scene in 2017's Fate of the Furious, Dwayne Johnson apparently had the script tweaked to have his character sit down on the floor instead of lying after taking a beating during one fight, because The Rock never lays down. It was reports like this that slowly chipped away at The Rock's near-perfect reputation. But nobody seemed to criticize Vin Diesel for doing the exact same thing, and perhaps that bothered Dwayne even more. During the promotion for F9, Diesel did an interview with Men's Health where he admitted to using tough love on set when it came to Johnson's portrayal of Hobbs. It was a tough character to embody, the Hobbs character. My approach at the time was a lot of tough love to assist in getting that performance where it needed to be. As a producer to say, okay, we're gonna take Dwayne Johnson, who's associated with wrestling, and we're going to force this cinematic world, audience members, to regard his character as someone that they don't know. Hobbs hits you like a ton of bricks. That's something I'm proud of. Yet again, on the surface, it seems like Vin is praising The Rock, but it could be interpreted that he is literally taking credit for Johnson's role. He is basically saying that if he wasn't the producer, then Dwayne would not have performed the role as Hobbs good enough. What we know for a fact is that The Rock was not very fond of Vin's comments. Telling Vanity Fair, one part of me feels like there's no way I would dignify any of that bullshit with an answer. The Rock then addressed the Instagram post that he made in 2016, 5 years ago, that started this whole feud. He said the post caused a firestorm, yet interestingly enough, it was as if every single crew member found their way to me and either quietly thanked me or sent me a note. But yeah, it wasn't my best day. He said I shouldn't have shared that because at the end of the day, that goes against my DNA. I don't share things like that, and I take care of that kind of bullshit away from the public. They don't need to know that. That's why I say it wasn't my best day. He stood behind his previous comments, but he did reiterate that sharing his displeasure for Vin Diesel was not the right thing to do. He mentioned again the alleged meeting with Vin in his trailer, where he said that him and Diesel are philosophically two different people and we approach the business of movie making in two very different ways. Still, Johnson held resentment towards his co-star, and he denounced Diesel's big brother comments. I've been around the block a lot of times. Unlike him, I did not come from the world of theater, and you know, I came up differently and was raised differently, and I came from a completely different culture and environment, and I go into every project giving it my all, and if I feel that there's some things that need to be squared away and handled and taken care of, then I do it, and it's just that simple. So when I read that, just like everybody else, I laughed hard. Clearly, whatever happened between Johnson and Diesel was never really resolved, and as future films centered more around Vin Diesel, The Rock decided to make his exit. In July of 2021, Johnson revealed to the world that he would not be returning to the main franchise while speaking to The Hollywood Reporter. I wish them well on Fast 9, and I wish them the best of luck on Fast 10 and Fast 11 and the rest of the Fast and Furious movies they do that will be without me. And 4 months after Johnson said that he's never coming back, Vin Diesel made an Instagram post where he begged him to read
the first 3 words.
My little brother Dwayne. Like, because it's so like,
a slap in the face.
Why you just Like,
Why
I
you
ain't
so
like
problematic?
taking, like, but it's just like the bickering, the back and forth. The,
So
like,
childish.
I'm your big brother, you my little brother. Don't forget that. You know?
It's childish though.
Join the franchise. My little brother Dwayne. The time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There is not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes, but the time has come. I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be played by no other. I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny. The Rock was tired of being Lil Bro'd by Vin Diesel, and it really seems like Vin is continuing to troll him. Saying The Rock needs to fulfill his destiny is making it seem like The Rock playing this role for the 7th time is like some sort of major career milestone, as if his movie career would crash and burn if he was not in Fast 10. This post made by Vin Diesel backfired, and it pushed The Rock even further away. Johnson claimed he was very surprised by Vin's recent post during an interview with CNN. This past June, when Vin and I actually connected, not over social media, I told him directly and privately that I would not be returning to the franchise. I was firm yet cordial with my words and said that I would always be supportive of the cast and always root for the franchise to be successful, but that there was no chance I would return. He specifically didn't like how Vin mentioned his children in the post. I guess he's not Uncle Dwayne after all. Unfortunately for The Rock, reality slapped him in the face. It became abundantly clear that The Rock needed the Fast franchise more than he realized. In 2021, Dwayne appeared opposite Emily Blunt in the fantasy adventure film Jungle Cruise, which was
one thing I see is the problem. As soon as he decides to be done with this franchise, he went back to like the family friendly content. Because you remember what was the other one? Him and Kevin Hart was doing. Is that Jungle Book? Not Jungle Book.
Somebody was it someone that made?
Damn, I forgot what it's called. I watched the first one. I ain't watched the second one.
Jungle something.
It's something. I can't remember.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, fuck it. I can't remember. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then even with this one, like he continued. I don't think The Rock is trying to deliver like a lot of creativity behind it or thought something out of the box. Jumanji. Something out of the box. Because I was like, I knew what it was because I was like, what was the original Jumanji? Was it Robin Williams in it?
Yes.
And because I was like, I just watched the original Jumanji the other day.
I watched it too.
Did we what?
I watched mine like a month ago.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
Like, not literally the other day, but while
I knew. Yeah.
it was on. Was it on TV?
It was on TV, I think.
And we watched Jumanji, and we
It was
like,
good.
yeah.
was a box office bomb. With an estimated combined production and promotional cost of $365 million, the film needed to gross around $500 million worldwide in order to break even, but fell short at $221 million. Then Johnson appeared in another box office bomb in the form of Black Adam, a 2022 superhero film that Variety estimated needed $600 million to break even, falling short once again at $393 million worldwide. The failure of Black Adam was particularly bothersome for fans because he used his status to obtain a classic Marvel story that had never been brought to the big screen, only to dilute the character and turn him into another movie stroking The Rock's ego. Black Adam was supposed to be a dark, sinister anti-hero. The reason why the Marvel Cinematic Universe has become such a massive success around the world is because of how all of the characters can tie together. The Rock did not care about how the character fits in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He wants to be the universe. But The Rock's universe is a repetitive, predictable movie where he plays the macho man with a kind heart who never loses a fight, never dies, and always concludes with a happy ending. People were simply fed up with The Rock and the way he ruined Black Adam, which led to people comfortably and confidently just speaking out about all of the other things they despised about him, like his tendency to tell absurd lies. When it comes to food, diet, and his health and wellness, he seems to exaggerate quite a bit.
I can tell you with a little bit of uncertainty because I failed math, I was probably at that time ingesting about anywhere between 6 to well, I would say possible, almost 8,000 calories a day.
He set the internet on fire when he claimed that he eats 6,000 to 8,000 calories per day. For someone as dedicated as he is to his diet and exercise, achieving a near perfect physique at 52 years old, he should know exactly how much he is eating per day. But countless experts were just not convinced that The Rock was telling the truth.
I can tell you there is no way The Rock burns off enough calories to average 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day and look like this. If he
Right, I was like,
Well, maybe he what 2, 3,
6,000, 6,000 to 8,000. That's a lot, bro.
maybe 2 or 3,000. That's still a lot, but it's doable for somebody with that type of physique. If you always in the gym, maybe 2.
No, you can
2
like,
3.
You not 6, maybe 3. Yeah, you can eat whatever, and then but 6,000, 6,000 to 8,000, baby, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But who am I? I don't know.
And being bad at math ain't that you ain't gonna get that far. That's a lot though.
If he actually ate those kind of calories, 6,000 to 8,000 a day, he would be 100 pounds overweight. There is no way he eats this much.
Naturally, this opened the door for people to discuss the other elephant in the room. Does The Rock use steroids? After all, he's 52 years old, 260 pounds with only 7% body fat, a physique that most people half his age couldn't achieve naturally. He admitted to using steroids for 2 weeks when he was 18 and then never touched them again. And yet, health experts and previous steroid users were convinced he was lying.
The Rock is not natural, okay? The Rock he's not a patient of mine, so I don't worry about getting sued.
We're going to be talking about what steroid cycle I think The Rock uses.
Perhaps I'm crushing people's dreams saying I don't believe The Rock's natural, but hey, here in the real world, you don't look like The Rock at 50 without taking something.
Does he look like he probably take? He'll look.
I don't know. I have to see him.
Like actually see Seymour. The other guy, he looks like he juices. No, because it just his
And
body
honestly, a lot of
proportions.
the people that's probably speaking on it, is in their world and know, or they
Yeah.
have before and they know like what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm not in that world.
And
As
also
far as,
just doing a little studying myself. I used to be a big wrestling fan, and kind of found out a lot of them they were like macho or steroid users. A lot of them were. They won. It doesn't look as though like, especially like remember dude Big Papa Pump. They had the little
I remember the name.
Big Papa Pump. He flexed.
I can't put a face with it, but I don't know why I remember the name.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I used to love wrestling. I haven't like my memory is like horrible now.
Big
So
Papa.
I don't know why you do that to me, knowing
Scott
I
Steiner.
can't remember things. Oh yes, I remember him. Yeah, that's I just couldn't
You
put
remember
a
he
face
used to
with
have
it,
the
but yeah.
like Jack.
Yeah, that's
steroids.
steroids. Yeah.
Real world, you don't look like The Rock at 50 without
Not at
taking
50.
something.
One of the more strange lies that The Rock told was when he tried to convince the world that he never had In-N-Out Burger 3 times. In 2017, The Rock posted an Instagram photo at the In-N-Out drive-thru with the caption, "I've never been to In-N-Out before," and then goes on to describe his delicious meal. Then 5 years later, he posted a video seemingly forgetting about his 2017 experience.
And the reason why this is history in the making is because this is the very first time that I have ever tried an In-N-Out burger or In-N-Out
look
fries
good.
or anything from In-N-Out for that matter.
Then 15 months later, he posted for the 3rd time saying that this was his very first In-N-Out Burger experience.
This is the 3rd time he's done it. He keeps pretending that he's trying In-N-Out for the first time every couple of years. Why? Why are you lying about that? You could just say, like, I love In-N-Out, so I'm going back to In-N-Out. Let's go. Can't wait for
Or
more
haven't
In-N-Out.
had it in a
Why does it
while.
always have to be your first time? We know it's not.
It appears that the first picture was actually his first time going, the second post was clearly an attempt to advertise his tequila brand, and the third attempt was just, well, The Rock being The Rock. There is no exact reason as to why he
You know how people lie so much they can't even keep up
They
with their own
can't. Yeah, I
lie?
know a lot of people like that.
That's what it appears to be what's going on. He lies so much where the lies are just like starting to run into each other. He's like, damn, did I really say
Or
that
he
shit?
hope other people don't remember or
Nah,
like
he
realize-
don't remember. It's literally, he don't remember that he lied.
It's funny.
He's doing too much, man.
Lies about these things, but it seems to revolve around him being hyper-focused on creating this larger-than-life brand as The Rock. If you follow his Instagram, you will realize that The Rock wakes up earlier than anyone, eats more food than anyone, works out more than anyone, travels the world, does $100 million movies. The Rock does everything bigger and better, but he throws in little jokes and posts his Sunday cheat meals to let you know he is still human and you can relate to him. Then he can use that charm to sell you his newest movie, his tequila, the XFL, or whatever brand is paying him for an advertisement. He doesn't even seem like a human anymore. He seems like an AI version of Dwayne Johnson created in a lab to be a walking, talking advertisement, and people just simply got tired of it. After the two colossal movie failures and his public reputation at an all-time low, The Rock conveniently decided to settle his differences with his big bro Vin Diesel. After he said he never wanted to work on the Fast franchise again, and that he and Vin Diesel are just fundamentally two different men who will never see eye to eye, he posted a video on Instagram saying he was going to return for Fast X.
So I am 100% confirming to you guys around the world that yes, it is true. Hobbs is back. Hobbs is back in the Fast and Furious franchise. So in terms of the why, I think, you know, when you, despite us having our differences, me and Vin,
He don't know how not to.
You know, we've been like brothers for years, and despite having our differences, when you lead with the idea of, number one, resolve, but then also you just think about the future and you think about plans that are much bigger than ourselves.
When The Rock desperately needed a career revival the most, Vin Diesel and the Fast franchise were happy to bring him back into the family. I guess this proves The Rock was Vin Diesel's little brother after all.
That's what I said, well, remember you the little brother. But technically he is the little brother.
Yeah, I looked up the age.
I was like, oh, I didn't realize
Vin is older.
Was older. He looked darn good.
But I'll say this on some real spill. Hey, it's about the check, man. He's like, hey, I gotta get the money. The other few films didn't do as good. I need something that's gonna spark everything back going.
You know what's so?
And I need to check.
You know what's so crazy? People be wanting like the honesty or whatever. Just be like, you know, money was getting a little low. You feel me? I had to do what I had to do.
People don't want the honesty.
If people actually said that, then it would be a problem.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, I guess he had no choice but to be like, hey. The picture is bigger than just, you know. Yeah. But whatever.
Hey man, y'all smell what's up.
Y'all let
us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below.
Do.
But until next time, y'all know how it goes, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
We are.
Go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me